If you can dream it, you can do it. SMU has launched Access SMU, which are additional merit scholarships, as a way to empower world changers for Texas. Dr. Mary Sauceda is the Executive Director of SMU Student Financial Services, and Arath Dominguez is an Access SMU scholar. It is so lovely to be with both of you.
Welcome to SMU.
Dr. Sauceda, Access SMU seems like an incredible opportunity. Will you tell us more about it?
So Access SMU is a financial assistance initiative, and it supports high-achieving scholars who also receive the federal Pell Grant and SMU merit scholarships with achieving their dreams. It does that by meeting full financial need, and financial need is the gap between what we estimate families can pay for cost of attendance at SMU and what the total actual cost of attendance would be to attend SMU.
And will you tell me more about how the Pell Grant plays a role in this?
Yeah, so Federal Pell Grant is a program that serves to help students that have exceptional need, financial need, as calculated by the FAFSA, so the Federal Application for Federal Student Aid. It also serves students who have not yet received a bachelor's degree. And Federal Pell Grant recipients at SMU have nearly grown to 50% for first-year students from fall 2020. 9% up to 13% in fall 2023.
And Arath, you are an Access SMU scholar, which is incredible. Will you tell me about what this means to you and how it is helping you achieve your dreams?
Being first generation at SMU, it's definitely been a very different college experience because even going into SMU, I guess I didn't have the same resources as everyone else, and so being an Access SMU scholar definitely allows me to take advantage of the opportunities that are provided here. And so throughout my first year, because I'm an Access SMU scholar and I have different scholarships, I don't have to take out loans or struggle paying for financial aid. And so a lot of the reasons that I've been able to do that is because of different scholarships and even applying to them while I'm here. And also just being involved in several leadership roles, such as president of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, and also as a peer mentor for the Lao Thrive Scholars Program. Coming into SMU, I definitely was able to learn a lot just from being in these positions. And so what better way to be involved on campus than by paying it forward to the organizations that helped me become the leader I am now.
And what advice would you give to someone who is looking at potential schools and might also be the first in their family to go to college?
I guess the biggest advice I could give to someone is to always ask questions. A lot of the times, a lot of students, especially first-gen students, tend to not want to ask questions because they don't want to be perceived as not knowing everything. But one thing that I've learned is that asking questions is definitely very empowering because it allows us to say, oh, I don't know, and really showcases that we're willing to learn. Do your research into different schools and also different scholarships. A lot of private universities like SMU have a high cost of attendance, but because of that, they also have really good financial aid programs for students that are lower income, and because of that, I don't think they should discount private universities or any other universities if it's their dream to go to college.
For families who might have questions about the changes to the federal financial aid application or concerns about potential student debt, what advice would you give them?
My advice would be to submit the federal financial aid applications as soon as possible. We are going through the FAFSA simplification right now, so the FAFSA has been delayed this year, as well as the data from the FAFSA is being received by institutions. At SMU, we employ an institutional financial aid application called the CSS Profile, administered by the College Board. And we are already offering students preliminary aid offers who have submitted their CSS profiles, because even though there's a delay with the FAFSA, we're not going to delay students from receiving an aid offer and understanding what it costs to attend SMU. Another thing that we are doing is that we have a campaign going trying to encourage students to submit those applications, because national data is showing that FAFSA submissions are down. And we know that has, that's a bigger societal issue. So we are really highly encouraging students to submit those financial aid applications, whether it be the FAFSA or the CSS profile.
If you want to learn more about Access SMU, sign up to receive more information or schedule a visit to campus by going online to SMU.Edu/AccessSMU.